At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Hey guys, it is a very snowy day and we are coming to you remotely from our kitchen today instead of on Main Street. And today is National Spouses Day, and so my special guest is?
Your spouse.
My spouse, and it's my spouse in my house. There you go. Because it's National Spouses Day, I thought I would do something nice for him.
That'd be first.
and make him a pie. So I'm not exactly known for cooking. We've established that on the show, but I do like to bake, and I'm a pretty reasonable baker. I think I'm a pretty reasonable baker. But one day on the show, Jen was talking about Derby pie and the history of Derby pie and how a lot of people miss Derby pie, and we had never even heard of Derby pie. That's like not a thing in California. So, but she's talking about chocolate and nuts and bourbon and a pie form, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
That's all stuff I love.
So I decided to try to make a Derby pie, and it actually came out good, and we served it to strangers too, and they really liked it too. So I guess they weren't strangers. They were Kiwanis people. We took it to the Kiwanis, so, but they liked it. It was gone. It was like the first dessert that was gone at the potluck. I felt good about myself. So for National Spouses Day, and because we are snowed in, I figured I would make him a Derby pie. So join me. I'm gonna make the pie, and then he will be back. We're gonna talk about spousey kind of stuff, and I don't know, is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word. But we're gonna talk about fun stuff, and then he'll try my pie, and hopefully it's as good as the first one that I made. But come along, we're gonna make Derby pie. Okay, so first step, Derby pie, we need a crust. Now I do not make my own pie crust. I just buy the pre-made crust already ready to roll out and go. And I took this out of the refrigerator a couple minutes ago so that it would be a little bit softer. I'm gonna give my pie plate a little bit of spray just so hopefully it doesn't stick, and then pie crust into the pie plate. So, and I just kind of crimp it down. And I've never had real good luck at making pie crust. I don't know. To me, it's always just been so much easier and tastes so much better when I use the pre-made ones from the grocery store. So, I'm sure he can tell the difference. His grandma used to make pie crust from scratch, and she tried to teach me, but I don't know. It just never worked. So there's my pie crust. Look how easy that is. I'm gonna give my pie crust a little bit of a crimp just to hold it in place on the edge of the pie plate. And before, we were having a little bit of drama before we started because I could not find my pie plate. And this is my favorite pie plate. It's a Pyrex pie dish. And we actually got one as a wedding present like 35 years ago. And it did not make it on the trip from California. It broke. So one day I was at a Goodwill, and lo and behold, there was the exact same type of Pyrex glass pie dish, and it was like meant to be, and so now I replaced my pie dish. So luckily I found it. I would have been very sad, although I can't imagine where it would have gone to, considering the fact that, you know, we eat pie at home. So I'm not sure how the pie dish would have disappeared, but I managed to find it. So there's our pie crust. So now we need something to go inside of the pie crust. Put this off to the side. And you don't need to pre-bake the pie crust. It bakes when you bake the pie. So you need to know that. Okay, so I'm going to bring together sugar and butter. And I pre-melted my butter. I have a cup of butter. This is 2 sticks of butter, and I just melted it in the microwave. And then we need sugar, and it actually calls for 2 different kinds of sugar. You need a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar, or granulated sugar. So first things first, let's get some brown sugar in there. And then we will get some white sugar in there. So this is definitely not a diet pie, because as you can see, it calls for 2 sticks of butter and an entire cup of sugar. So this is not diet pie. This is derby pie. And we're gonna mix that together. Kind of make a butter and sugar slurry. And this was a really easy pie to make. So I really liked that part of it. It calls for 2 eggs. And I crack eggs by banging them together, because only one will ever break. So I've got 2 eggs in there. I'm gonna mix that up. Give that a good mix. And then we're gonna add the bourbon. Now you can use any kind of bourbon. I'm just using this stuff that he bought when we were in Kentucky, which is actually a really good place to get bourbon. And it calls for 2 tablespoons of bourbon. Honestly, measure with your heart. I'm not sure that there would be a wrong amount if you measure with your heart. Okay, and then we're going to put some vanilla in there as well. And we need a teaspoon of vanilla, just enough to give it a little bit of a vanilla hint. And I was afraid that this was going to be very bourbony, because I'm not a big bourbon fan, but it really doesn't get super bourbony. It just has a note of it when you're eating it. Okay, and then we're going to add the flour. So right now we've got that butter and egg and sugar mixture, and we're going to add some flour to it. And it calls for 1/2 cup of flour. So lucky me, only 1 measuring cup to wash later today. So we've got our 1/2 cup of flour. We'll get that mixed in as well. And now it's going to start looking more like a mess. Now it's going to start looking more like a batter. And you want to make sure you get it all mixed in, get all that flour mixed in. And that is a nice looking batter. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then finally, we're going to add the chocolate chips and the nuts. Now, I pre-chopped the nuts. The original recipe called for walnuts, but I didn't have walnuts. I only had pecans, and so that's what I used, and it was really tasty. So I'm gonna guess you can probably use pecans or walnuts, whichever you prefer. We're more of a pecan family. And then we need chocolate chips. And I believe chocolate chips are a measure with your heart type of thing as well. It was a half a cup of nuts and it calls for a cup of chocolate chips. So go ahead and put a cup of chocolate chips in there. And give that a good mixing. And it's really kind of a cookie batter. Okay, so this is the filling. Like I said, it's kind of a really loose, kind of a cookie type of batter. And now we need our pie crust back. And just like that, I mean, the pie is ready to go into the oven. I mean, it's literally that simple. And tasty too. It is a very tasty batter. If you want to taste the batter, it's really yummy.
Sure. Tastes like a runny cookie dough.
With bourbon, because you can taste the bourbon.
That you can.
But you don't want to eat too much of it because it does have raw eggs in it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Okay, so it's ready to go in the oven. And I had the oven preheated to 350 degrees. And in it goes Derby pie. And we'll check on it probably in about 30 minutes. It takes about 45 minutes to bake, but everybody's oven is different, so I'm gonna check it in about 30 minutes. Okay, so the pie is in the oven and it needs to be in there for probably another 30 minutes or so. And it has started snowing again. We didn't quite get the 18 inches that we were expecting, but who knows, it's still snowing. I don't know. But we have settled down at the counter with our beverages of choice. And we are celebrating National Spouses Day. Happy National Spouses Day.
Happy National Spouses Day.
So the other day was actually our 39th anniversary of our first date. Yesterday.
I remember it like it was 39 years ago.
And so one of the things that was on the list of things you can talk about for National Spouses Day was sharing your origin story. And we actually met on the first day of college, the very first day. And the instructor said, we were both in architecture school, and the instructor said, look to your left and look to your right. And those people probably won't be here at the end of the year because it was such a strenuous program and the attrition rate on it was really, really high. So, but we made friends and I was sitting next to him and we became really good friends. And he asked me out a couple of times and I said no, and because I was already dating somebody else. And I left for winter break and I came back from winter break single. And then he asked me out again. I was kind of like, still kind of getting over it. And because I was young, I was only 17. That's crazy. He had just turned 18. And that was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
Because now you can do the math because that was 39 years ago. But I kept saying no and stuff. And then one day I was kind of having a rough night and I called him and I said, hey, would you like to go to a movie? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so The Fly with Jeff Goldblum was playing on campus and he came back to campus because I was living on campus. He came back to campus and saw The Fly with me. And it all started there, was with The Fly, which if you asked me to watch The Fly now, I would be like, no, I don't want to watch that. That's a scary movie. I don't know. Kind of like those, you know what? The Fly was the precursor to that other movie we watched, that Substance movie.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, no. But that's where it all started. And that was 39 years ago. And true to form,
Didn't I bring you a flower?
I don't remember. He might have.
I thought I brought you.
But true to form, the people on his left and his right were gone by the end of the year, although I'm still here, and the person on the other side of him is one of his best friends. So we've all stuck but he's still in California. But, and so total, we've been together, the three of us have been together for over 40 years. Anyways, so he is one of his best friends. He was in our wedding, and we've just stayed friends forever. And he also did not go into architecture. Smart guy, huh? He went into construction management. Not a whole lot different.
No, except for you made a hell of a lot more money than I have.
It's true. And I went into public relations. So, which is total 180. There you go. So that was our origin story. And we actually got engaged at Cal Poly, which is where we met. And that's where we got engaged, Cal Poly Pomona. And it's a place that we go back to.
I thought we went to like Long Beach and we watched the sunset.
No.
Did it?
No. I don't know what he's talking about. He asked me to marry him in front of the turtle pond in front of my dorm. I don't know what he's talking about. But we do go back pretty often and visit the turtle pond and stuff. And he went back recently, and my dorm is no longer there.
All gone?
They leveled my dorm. So so that piece of my memory
It's now a memory.
is now just a memory. But the pond is still there, and the turtles are still there, and so we can go visit them. I guess. I don't know. So that's our origin story. And then people...
I thought it was in Long Beach.
I don't trust his memory.
I thought we were like chasing a sunset and realized that Long Beach faces south instead of...
We have done that, but
west.
that is not when he asked me to marry him.
I don't know.
We are here. We've been here now for almost 2 years. Isn't that crazy? That it's been like a year and a half already? Yeah. We celebrated our first real holiday here this last month, where we actually had like a Christmas tree and stuff, because the year prior our house was all torn up because we were building this kitchen. And now our kitchen is built, and we don't have a complete construction zone in our house anymore. So.
Except for all the construction going on next door.
He's been building IKEA cabinets for me all day today. Happy Spouses Day.
Yeah.
So, how do you like Jackson?
I like it.
Is it what you thought it was going to be?
Pretty much.
I did not anticipate this much snow, Eric.
No, that wasn't in the original sales pitch.
The Smiths said you get a light dusting of snow and then it melts by like noon.
Yeah.
Let's flash back to last January when we had our first snowmageddon, and now we have Storm Fern.
Yeah, Fern's a little bit of a disappointment.
I don't know. It's quite a bit of snow.
Yeah, it's more sleet.
Yeah, no, that's not my favorite part. I like looking at it. It's very pretty. Isn't it very pretty out there? It's very pretty to look at. I don't like driving in it, and I don't like walking in it, and it's very cold. 0 stars, very cold. Do not recommend.
I like that it's only a couple hours from all the bourbon distilleries. That's a big plus.
And we
did
have
not
been
realize that when we moved there.
Nope, that was not on the brochure either. It was actually the first time we flew into Cincinnati, which is not in Ohio. I learned that too. It's in Kentucky. And when you fly into Cincinnati, they have a big map of all the bourbon places you can go. And so the first time we flew into Cincinnati, and he's like, it's that close? And so we did just a short weekend trip down to Kentucky. And we went to a couple of different distilleries, and we went to the Louisville Slugger Museum. That was fun. And so we got to do a little bit of stuff. I still have not eaten Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky, though. That's on my bucket list. I did eat fried chicken in Kentucky, but it was not Kentucky Fried Chicken, so I don't think it counts. So I want to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky. Some of us have different bucket lists. His bucket list would be to go to like all the different bourbon distilleries in the state of Kentucky, and mine is to eat the Colonel's chicken in Kentucky.
Our third wheel's father married us.
That's right. So Brad, who we're talking about, who is the guy on the other side, his dad actually married us, and his mom kind of coordinated everybody and told everybody where to go, and so that was pretty special too. And we renewed our vows in 2010. Yes, 2010 for our 20th wedding anniversary, and he did that as well. He did our vows. It was. Good job. Good job.
Wasn't it?
It was, yeah, I think so. One of those. It was at one of the lighthouses in California. What is something that you have cooked for me that I may not have really appreciated? The list is probably really long, actually.
This is really long.
What would be the number one thing?
Well, a couple things. The Cincinnati chili weren't exactly a fan of.
Okay, nobody.
To introduce you to
Nobody was.
the cuisine of Southern Ohio.
Nobody was. We were all sitting around the table, us and the kids, and we're eating this, and we're like, why does this taste like cinnamon? And he's like, well, that's what the recipe called for. That was our introduction to Cincinnati chili. I think we may have made a frozen pizza after that. I'm a very picky eater, and so he likes to make a lot of foods that may not be on my top of my list. So,
What else?
oh, I'm sure there's anything. Well, you made that picadillo stuff that had raisins and olives in it.
That was yummy.
I don't eat raisins or olives. And actually, one of the boys came up and told me this, and Mom, you're going to want to make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because whatever Dad's cooking's got raisins and olives in it, and just prepare yourself. And whenever it's those things, you always seem to make a lot of it. That was in the crock pot too.
Yeah, you can't, certain recipes you can't make just a little bit of.
I don't know. So I don't cook a lot.
Ever.
And when I do cook, it tends to be
Out of a box.
pretty simple meals. Like tonight, I'm planning on making us a meatball sandwich with a
Jarred sauce.
a
and
log
frozen
roll
meatballs.
from Walmart, and you cut it in half, and you put the meatballs
I
and
don't think they need the recipe.
meatballs and the sauce and the cheese,
It's pretty obvious.
and you bake it. That's usually my level of cooking. One of the things that I make, taco soup.
Oh.
He does not like taco soup, and I really like taco soup. It's kind of a taco soup kind of day.
No.
Maybe I should make taco soup instead.
No.
Like a really big batch of it.
Not unless everybody at Total Media wants to.
So, and then he also, we also have stuff from like our childhood and stuff that we enjoy. And he has a cake that his grandmother used to make him and his mom made him. And it was actually the first cake he ever made me. He made it for me for my birthday right after we started dating. And he was so excited to give it to me, and it embodies everything that I would not want about cake. And
even the love that went into making
no,
it?
not the love that went into making it. But I tried really hard. Anyways, it is not a sweet chocolate cake. It is a bittersweet chocolate cake, and it has a swirl of unsweetened chocolate in the top.
Like our love, it's bittersweet.
A little unsweetened on the top too. But so you'll randomly bite into pieces of unsweetened chocolate, which if you've ever eaten unsweetened chocolate is not an experience I wish to pursue again. And then the frosting layers are Crisco and sugar. And
a little bit of vanilla in there.
And I don't like frosting, and no. And so I don't eat it, but I have been known to make a pretty decent one. So, but this year I asked him, do you want me to make your birthday cake? Nope. Do you want me to make your birthday cake? No. And then he decided he was making his own birthday cake, and he was like, well, I have to make my own birthday cake. I'm like, I offered like multiple times to make you a birthday cake. And he said no. So he made his own birthday cake, made his own pinwheel cake. And his grandmother, the recipe, it's the only place we've ever found it. We've never found it anywhere else on the interwebs or anything. So we have no idea where she got the recipe from, but it's become a family staple.
It's about one of the few unique family things.
Well, there was that red cottage cheese Jell-O
Yeah, but nobody liked that.
thing that's made with Red Hots.
Yeah, but nobody liked that.
I need to get the recipe for that.
No.
Get
It just needs to burn in hell somewhere.
I need to get the recipe for that one, and we'll make it, and we'll have it on Main Street TV. We'll have Jen try it.
Oh,
Pete'll like it. Pete'll like it.
Pete will eat anything.
Pete'll eat anything. Anyways, it's this like cottage cheese. I want to say it's Jell-O salad, but I don't think there's actually Jell-O in it. But it's very red, like very red, and it's made with cinnamon Red Hots. And at Thanksgiving, when all the dishes are being passed around the table, it will actually come back to you looking exactly the same because nobody actually eats it. It's kind of like a fruit cake.
Served on a lettuce leaf.
Best served on a lettuce leaf. It is definitely a salad that is not a salad. Once again, I don't know where she got that recipe from, but I've never seen it anywhere else. Complete this sentence. I am most proud of us for navigating blank together.
Ooh,
That list could be long.
that's a long list.
List could be long. There you could have the kids. So I haven't told this story. I don't think I've told this story on Main Street TV, but we actually adopted our boys all at the same time. We got 3 children.
For the price of one.
Like a good sale. We got 3 children all at the same time, ages 3, 2, and 4 months. And so our life changed pretty dramatically overnight. And day before Thanksgiving. And so that was a pretty crazy time. We consider Thanksgiving our familyversary, and so we try to all be together. At some point during that time, it's gotten a little harder now that the kids are older and have their own lives and families, and we actually have one kid living 2,000 miles away still. But when we are all together, that's our familyversary. And we have spent our familyversary doing some amazing things. We have, I've ridden a camel at that camel festival in Temecula.
Yeah, but of all the things we've done, the camel comes out first.
We went to a dude ranch in Arizona. We took all the boys and we went to China for 10 days. The boys have gone skiing in Nevada and Arizona and California during our familyversary.
We had Lassen Volcanic Park.
Oh, that's right.
Ourselves.
That's right, because it was snowing then too, Eric. We spent a week up near San Francisco doing a lot of stuff. So we try to do something special for our anniversary. We did not take the boys to Dubai.
No, hell
no. So sometimes we spend our familyversary not with our children.
That's the best kind of anniversary.
So yes, so we changed our lifestyles overnight. Because it meant a lot of things. Our car wasn't big enough. Our house wasn't big enough. Our hearts were big enough. But But our wallets?
Definitely not.
But here we are. That was a lot of years ago. That was, I don't know how many years ago. How old is Aaron?
25.
That's our pie. I'm gonna go check our pie. No, Aaron's not 25, Aaron's 26. That was 1999, so that was like 27 years ago-ish or so. And that's just crazy to think that it has been that long. That's 6. And you might be asking yourself, who names a cat after a number? Well, you know what? When you have 5 other cats, you just start calling them by the number. So this is 6. Our pie is done. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now it just needs to cool and you'll have Derby pie.
Yum.
Well, our pie is out of the oven now and it just needs to cool. And looking forward to that. Once it cools, we can have that with some whipped cream or some ice cream. And I know it's gonna be yummy. How can it not be yummy? I mean, seriously, it's sugar and butter and eggs and chocolate and nuts. I mean,
big chocolate chip cookie.
a bourbon chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I need another one.
Because his glass is empty. So because his glass is empty, it must be time to say
So long.
bye until later, and we'll be back and we'll try our pie. Okay, we're back and it's the moment of truth. We have our Derby pie and you can see I like mine with whipped cream and he likes his with ice cream. So time to give it a try.
Pretty tasty.
Good stuff. It is, it's like a cookie pie. Has a little hint of the bourbon, not too overwhelming. Yummy and really easy to make. Probably the easiest pie I've ever made in my life. So, hope you try it. Because it's still snowing.
So.
Still snowing.
Happy Spouse Day.
Happy Spouse Day.